Hello everyone, I'm by Heaven Studio. My name is Gisela, and today we're gonna make a candle that is gonna be part gel wax and the rest is gonna be pillar soy blend. I don't remember the name. I will look into my notes and tell you the name of the wax that we're gonna use. It's a pillar soy base wax, and we're gonna also use flowers, botanicals. And I know a lot of people have concern about using botanicals on candles, especially because they are a fire hazard. They're considered a fire hazard. But there's many ways that you can make a candle and lower the hazard level, because I would say all candles are fire hazard. Just for the simple fact that it's just wax. Wax is flammable, so there is always a fire hazard. There will be always a fire hazard. But I'm gonna try to make this video as quick as possible. It's gonna be very basic. I'm not gonna go in details. I'm just gonna show the technique, and especially one of the questions was how they put it together. So that's what I'm gonna show you guys, how to put it together. So right now I have my gel wax. I'm using medium density gel wax. I had this 8 ounce tumbler, so we're gonna use a small portion of the gel wax, and I have the botanicals. I have rosebulbs and jasmine. Okay, so I'm gonna melt the wax, so just give me a second. Okay, so while I have my gel wax recording, my gel wax melting, I'm gonna add the flowers at the base. You can just use a few or use a lot, it's up to you. Okay, now we're gonna get our gel wax. I'm not gonna send the gel wax at the bottom because fragrance oil tend to dilute the gel wax, so you want the gel wax as solid and hard as possible so it can hold the weight of the wax, or the soy wax or paraffin wax that you may be using. All right, everyone, now I have my gel wax already melted, and the temperature is 266. So we're gonna pour a small layer of the gel wax. I'm gonna put this aside. Okay, you're gonna arrange them the way that you want them to be more visible. If you want them to stand up a little, it's gonna create bubbles because the flowers, that's something natural, and that's a reaction that happens with gel wax when they're in contact with organic things. So if you want, you can bring them more to the center so the bubbles go, you'll bring them more to the side so the bubbles go more to the center, and they will be less noticeable. So there you go. Now let me put it over here. We can add just a little more. And this is something that the flames are not going to be in contact with. So I'm using this because these are the ones that I have left. If you have different type of flowers or the ones that you use for resin, you can use those too. Just don't use resin on it. Don't use to make candles. No, I would recommend and say no, please. Okay. Now I'm gonna get back my gel wax. As it cool off, whatever, you can remove it. Okay, just checking that I don't have no more. Okay. So now we're gonna put the next layer. So just hold on a second. Okay, I reheat the wax to 255. I'm gonna let it there. Okay. As you see, you put your wax, your gel wax. We're gonna let it set for 5 to 10 minutes. So let me set up my timer. So I'm gonna put 10 minutes. And after that, we are going to put the wick. Okay, so I have my wicks already here. I need to get another one. I'll be back. Okay, so we're back, and our wax now, our gel wax now is 149, 140. So we're gonna grab our wicks, and we're just gonna place them just a little bit, kind of like to cover, not to cover completely, but just to hold the wick. I'm gonna show you guys in a minute. Okay, hope you guys can see. The gel wax is gonna cover. It's gonna help hold the wick. So now we have to let this gel wax to completely cool before we add any type of wax. So one of the reasons that I don't recommend soy wax for this type of candles is because soy wax tend to absorb. Once it's set, you know, at the beginning it dries, it looks pretty and everything, but as you keep it there to cure and everything, the soy wax will absorb the gel wax. So they will kind of combine, and the amount of gel wax that you have here probably will go much lower, and it won't remain like that. A difference that when it's paraffin, it will still absorb the gel wax, but it won't absorb it as much as it will be with a natural base wax. I say gel wax and paraffin wax are kind of like brother and sister, so they're both this type of wax, they can be combined. That's why you can use embeds. But with soy wax, it's different. Gel wax tend to act differently. So is soy wax. So to speed the process, you can put them in the fridge, maybe for an hour or so. So let's do that, and I'll be back with you guys. Okay, so we're back. You guys can see our gel wax with the botanicals. It's already set. It's hard enough to hold the. So now we're going to prepare and pour our wax. I remember the name of the wax is the BW921. It's a Pillar soy wax blend from Candle Science. You can use other pillars, other type of paraffin wax or that you may have. Right now, this is what I have available, so that's what I'm using. Not complicating myself much with that. So in the fragrance oils that I'm gonna use is gonna be Gardenia Tuberose. It smells so good. But I like this fragrance for this project because one, we have the roses, and two, the jasmine. And this fragrance oil has a note of jasmine that is very nice. Okay, so just give me a second. I don't want to torture your ears with the clicking of this. Okay, now we're gonna add our wax. The temperature right now of my wax, because it's paraffin, is 192. Probably won't be enough for this. Oh, yeah, it did. Nice. So this is 5 ounce. Yeah, 5 ounce and 33 grams. Where are my clips? You have to be careful. That will happen sometimes. You secure a wood. Be sure that it's there. And we let it sit, and I will show you guys the final product. Okay, hello everyone. Now we're here with our candles. They're already set. I have to use a little bit of the heat gun to melt a little bit of the wax on the side, so that way I can clean it. So you guys can see, and you don't see the wax. Well, you don't see the wick, only to the level of the wax, of the soy paraffin wax. So one of the things that I recommended that happened to me, and I think you probably noticed on this one, because I didn't secure the wick properly when I was putting the holder, the wick come out. So I have to kind of move it around and switch it around in a way that it got a hold of himself with the gel wax. So what I recommend is that before you after you put the wick, you can have a few drops of the gel wax and just put it around the top of the wick, so that way that will hold the wick more in place and let it set properly. Otherwise, when you put in the wick holder, it will shift or it will move around. So I just want to show you guys that's what happened. And this one, actually, I did that. I did put a little bit of wax on top of the top of the wick, and it really hold nicely when I was putting the, yeah, and you can see it's at the bottom, but you don't see it visible on the rest of the candle, so you can put your label there and that's no problem. Actually, this candle smells very good. And once again, for the gel wax at the bottom, I recommend you to use high density gel wax. Not just because it's hotter than the other density, but it also holds higher temperature, so it won't melt right away, or it won't be more liquid when the soy start almost ending. It won't melt as much as the medium density or low density gel wax will do. I use medium density because that's what I had, and I'm being honest on that. But if you have high density, I strongly recommend you to use high density. Also because high density can hold embeds and wax, and it won't be absorbed as fast as the medium and low density gel wax, because they are more oily. They will absorb quickly into the wax. So I hope you guys like this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, you can always comment below, or you can reach out on the Next Level Candle Maker group on Facebook, and we will gladly assist you, and I will answer your questions if I'm available. So once again, thank you. Bye.